Hello friends, I'm Samriti Banerjee and welcome to my channel The Mad Reader. Today is 15th of August, the 75th Independence Day of India. On this auspicious day, I wish all my viewers a very happy Independence Day. Today, I'm going to tell you a short story of a great patriot and a monk whose date of birth is today itself and coincidentally his date of demise too. Friends, can you guess the name of this great son of India? Unlike Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, he was present in India and alive during our independence, and he was the most eligible person to become the first PM of independent India at that time. But he was out of politics at that moment, and Indians remain unfortunate once again by not being led by a great leader after independence. Here is some more information for you to guess the great soul. He was an extraordinary scholar and ICS and a great disciple of Swami Vivekananda. However, he never tried to meet Swamiji as he did not know any Indian language at that time. He was brought up in England according to the British culture as per his father's wish. His father was a medical officer and was posted in England. He mastered 6 foreign languages including English and French. He scored a high rank in ICS but refused to participate in the horse ride test and thus escaped from becoming a British servant. He was mentally devoted to the works of Swami Vivekananda and was determined to dedicate his life to his motherland, India. He came back to India and started learning about India, Indian languages and philosophy. He went so deep in learning the history and philosophy of India and Hinduism that probably no one in the world had that much insight into these areas. Friends, this veteran is none but Rishi Aurobindo. I am going to narrate a short biography of Rishi Aurobindo from the website called Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose.org. I have provided the link to this article in the description box. So, let's start. Aurobindo Ghosh was the architect behind the rise of the nationalists and radicals among Congress in the first decade of the 20th century. An accomplished scholar, Aurobindo Ghosh left ICS to join a service in Baroda under the then Maharaja. He was greatly inspired by Swami Vivekananda and decided to dedicate his life in the worship of the Divine Mother in the form of the country. He had a desire to develop a temple of Ma Bhavani and to build the character of the youth in the nationalistic spirit. The partition of Bengal movement greatly inspired Aurobindo Ghosh to take up active politics, and he also met Sister Nivedita, the Irish disciple of Swami Vivekananda, who was already active in promoting the militant nationalism among youth of India. Aurobindo Ghosh came to Bengal in 1906 and took part in the Borishal Conference. Thereafter, he decided to make Bengal as the center of his activities and took up a position as the principal of the Bengal National College and School that was newly established as part of the Swadeshi movement. He accepted great penury from the comfortable position that he had in Baroda, but he took it up in a spirit of self-sacrifice and with his wife Mrinalini lived like an ascetic. He edited the fiery journal called Vande Mataram, which gained immense popularity. The Vande Mataram Patrika was fearless advocated the highest ideal of sacrifice for a higher cause, and roused the nationalistic fervor and spirit with an intensity and zeal hitherto unknown. Aurobindo Ghosh believed that the basis of national movement should be spiritual, and he considered patriotism as a form of devotion to the mother goddess in the form of the nation. He led the extremist movement from the front and advocated passive resistance as the means of taking up the fight with the government, as opposed to the politics of prayers and petitions by the moderates. In 1907, he represented the extremists in the Surat Congress, where the Congress was split along its ideals as the difference between moderates and extremists became irreconcilable. Aurobindo Ghosh became the center stage of Indian politics together with Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Pal, and after Bipin Pal's arrest became the key leader of nationalism who could inspire and rally the youth. Rabindranath Tagore paid his glowing tribute in his poem Aurobindo Robindrer Laho Namaskar. In April 1908, Aurobindo Ghosh, along with a host of Jugantar revolutionaries, including his younger brother Barindra, was arrested in the Alipur bomb case after the failed attempt to assassinate Magistrate Kingsford by Khudiram Bose. After a prolonged trial, Aurobindo Ghosh was finally released 1 year later when a young barrister, Chittaranjan Das, pleaded his case brilliantly. In the solitude of prison, Aurobindo Ghosh had transformed into a mystic, a yogi who had realized the Supreme Being as Vasudeva, and his goal had changed. After his release, Aurobindo Ghosh edited Karma Yogin but did not quite leave politics, as he appealed to his countrymen not to be lured by the morally mentor reforms. Alarmed by the prospect that the British government was trying to arrest Aurobindo Ghosh again, his followers decided to send him to Chandannagar, the French province. This was also approved by Sister Nivedita, who helped. From Chandannagar, Aurobindo Ghosh escaped to Pondicherry, another French colony. After that, he devoted his life to a spiritual pursuit, but according to him, he continued the fight in a spiritual plane to raise the consciousness of India to a new height so that she could gain emancipation from the fetters of the foreign tyranny. Noted disciples of Sri Aurobindo Ghosh included Dilip Kumar Roy, the son of Dujendralal Roy and a friend of Subhash Chandra Bose. Even after his realization, Aurobindo Ghosh kept a tab on Indian politics. He never supported Mahatma Gandhi and his policies wholeheartedly. Also, Aurobindo Ghosh was not happy with Subhash Chandra Bose's leftist leanings. He believed that the destiny of India was spiritual. She would be the beacon of hope for the rest of the world and would rise to great spiritual glory. When Cripps Mission visited India in 1942 and offered dominion status, Aurobindo Ghosh had pleaded on the behalf of Sir Stafford Cripps to all the Indian leaders to accept the proposals. He also wrote a letter to Stafford Cripps thanking him for his endeavor. Gandhiji, however, rejected Aurobindo Ghosh's proposal. Possibly, Aurobindo Ghosh foresaw the bloodbath in the wake of the partition and wanted to prevent the same. He also supported the Allied efforts during the war, as he believed that on a spiritual force, the Axis power was a greater evil for the world. The great yogi and mystic passed away on 15th of August 1950, which was his birthday and also the day of Indian independence. He left his legacy in form of the Aurobindo Ashram, a great cultural and spiritual retreat in Pondicherry, which was managed after his demise by the mother who had come from France to serve her spiritual master. Well friends, it is not possible to describe his monumental works for India's freedom and his spiritual journey in one video. If I get 100 likes on this video, I will come up with a full biography of Aurobindo Ghosh, and it is my promise to you that if you just know his full biography, you will be a changed human being. Thank you.